Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am Rob Richards here for Status Fitness Magazine. It is the weekend of the Arnold Sports Festival, and I'm here at Metro Fitness in Columbus, Ohio, hanging out with many of the models here on their photo shoot. Speaking of models, I have one with me right now, Markus Kaulius, who just so happens to be the owner of Magnum Nutraceuticals. Markus, fantastic to have you here. Listen, we've been hanging out, following you on your photo shoot with the focus on abdominals. Tell us more about kind of how you got into training and what training means to you as a lifelong sort of passionate fitness enthusiast.
Well, first of all, thanks for hanging out with me today, Rob. We've had so much fun going through these awesome exercises. I love working abs. I'm a really tall dude. I'm at 6'6", and when I first got to my height, I was 120 pounds.
How old were you when you got to that height?
13 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So fitness and working out truly saved my life. I mean, I had a lot of bullies after me, so it truly saved my life.
Let's talk about abdominals, because we met up earlier today. We went through a couple of ab exercises, both mine and yours. Tell me first about your abdominal approach to training, the circuit, the reps, tell us all about that.
First of all, I love training abs first because one, that's what I want my focus to be. I want people to notice me for my abs. Number two, when you've done your abs first, they're now engaged for the whole rest of the workout. So it doesn't matter if you're working chest or shoulders, your abs are firing the whole time. You get a nice hour-and-a-half ab workout, and that's awesome.
You're still pumped from that workout that we did.
I'm so fired up still, man.
Let's talk about that workout. Let's talk first about the exercises that we did. We came over to the rings over there, and we started out down on the floor with nothing more than just a stability ball.
So I love the Swiss ball exchange. It's such a simple, basic movement, but hurts so good when done right.
It's a good hurt.
It's a good hurt. And you don't have to be an expert. This is just about exchanging the ball from your feet to your hands and back and forth. That engagement like we talked about, and just having those abs just working as you're contracting them, going back and forth, can be done anywhere.
What I really like about that one is that you have a task in hand. You're not just performing these mindless reps, trying to count to 20 or 30. You're taking a ball, you're moving it up, you're passing it to your feet, and even if the technique isn't there initially, you're still working the core in its main function. We bring the shoulders down towards the hips, we focus on the lower with the hips coming up, we focus on the rotation. So speaking of lower abdominals, the next movement that we went on to, let's talk about that, the hangers.
Oh, I love hangers because, again, you don't need some big expensive apparatus. Anywhere you can hang from, yes, that's all. And you just get that beautiful, nice stretch, and you let those abs stretch out, pulling those legs up, forcing the abs to bring those knees up, and just, again, the engagement, the letting out of the air, and just breathing those abs up. It's just, it feels so good.
The one thing I noticed with you, Markus, is you're a little bit taller than me. Longer torso, which is great for the abdominal, because you appear to have like that 10-pack going on, is that with the arms hanging up, it's those intercostals. And when people talk about the abdominals, typically we think of just crunches, maybe knee lift. We really focused on the, let's turn around and show the intercostals here, those finger-like muscles that kind of sit under the pec. These obliques, the V rotation ones that really help us turn. It's that I think really helps us frame the abdominals and give us that really complete six-pack look. So moving on from the hangers, we did a variation as well, because sometimes, especially if you're just starting out on fitness, holding your body weight and doing a movement can be a little bit too much. So we kind of did a regression from that. Let's talk about that one.
The Emperor's Chair. So that's the one hanging off of your elbows. It allows you to leave the upper body stable. And now we're just gonna be working on bringing those abs up. I actually find when you're in the Emperor's Chair, your favorite part, that pelvic tilt, where you're just making that little movement, I find you can engage that much better in the Emperor's Chair. Sure. And it hurts so much more right there.
What we're doing here is really contracting the abdominal muscles. I want to show a little kind of experiment for people to think. Let's lift up the top, because you got much better tan than me at the moment. Mention about that aha moment, that ha! I like to think of it as though you're bracing for an impact. So if I was about to hit you, you tense the abs, so you're going to brace for impact. It's that same sort of mentality that every time you do a movement, regardless of the crunch, the knee lift, the rotation, you exhale, you contract the abdominals, And it makes such a big difference, doesn't it? You really feel the effect of that exercise rather than just going through the motion. What do we move on to after the Emperor's Chair?
The Russian twist.
Yes.
I love the Russian twist. Using a plate, just going back and forth. Now again, this is one where if you haven't got those lower abs engaged, you really just feel like you're swinging and am I gonna hurt my lower back? But you'll notice when we were doing it, you first engage, and then it's just the crunching back and forth. Not only does it bring out those obliques so nicely and bring it right through, that twist, it just feels like it's working my whole gut.
The great thing about this is, like you said, Markus, anyone can do this. We can start off simply on the floor, holding the hands in a prayer position, elbows. You can build up, holding a small weight, and then we can build up like what we were doing, the legs elevated, or the one we were talking about, the decline bench, the feet hooked in or on the floor, feet under a dumbbell, keeps us anchored down and really allows us to focus on that full range of motion and that rotation. We did one other exercise, one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
I'm gonna let you talk about that, the decline V-up, because it still hurts to talk about and it's still sore in my mind, okay? I'm gonna let you tell me all about it.
I see that like a step up from the hanging knee lifts. And the benefit of that, like you pointed out, is the hip rotation, or the hip flexion rather, is that when we exhale, it's that little pelvis tuck that enables us to kind of really contract the lower abdominals. So it works great when we're hanging or on that Emperor's Chair, but when we're really against gravity and we have the resistance of our legs. And I made a clear point that a lot of times when people are, I don't want to say incorrectly performing an exercise, but not effectively performing it and optimizing it, is that they often think of the legs as part of the exercise and they're trying to push up. It's still working the abdominals, but nowhere near as focused or as much as when we keep the legs fixed in that position and we focus on that pelvic tilt. So it's the toes really just coming up over our eye line as we fully breathe out that air. We brace for that impact. We're contracting the abdominals. 15, 20, we talk about 30 repetitions. 30 reps on there, and we've both been training for many, many years. Listen, even at my peak, 30 reps on those without any extra weight besides my legs, I'm at my limit there. Cable pull downs, and we did a little variation with the V rotation with the cable. How did you find those?
Oh, I loved it. So first of all, I love doing those. I love the different ways that you can do the cable crunches. But Rob's variation was just so beautiful. This one arm and coming over, it's the lightest rotation, but again, it's similar to the Russian twist in that you just feel more engagement through the whole core.
It's also the one exercise we did with the most amount of resistance. If we look at all the other ones, legs, body weight, against gravity, a small weight with those V rotations, we had 100 pounds on the cable over there. And it's the one movement that I feel we can really increase the resistance against the abdominals with that breathing, and it's a very small focused movement. Markus, tell us about Magnum, tell us what you've got in store, tell us about how we can find out more about what you've got going on, and just stay in touch with everything that you've got going on.
Thank you. Magnum, we just celebrated our 14th birthday. I built this company because I love supplementation. I love seeing what supplements can do for the mind and the body, and I know how hard I train in the gym, and I need supplements that will push me harder. I want to be really clear with everyone here. There is no magic pill. There are no miracle pills. You don't take my products, go sit on the couch and expect results. And I never promise that kind of thing. That's not what supplements do. What supplements do when you're in the gym is they take you to that next level. They get you those extra reps. They give you that energy, that pump. So when you're looking in the mirror, you're going, oh my goodness, I look good today. I'm gonna do 2 more sets. I'm gonna eat better today. I'm gonna not skip my cardio. I'm gonna listen to my trainer. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna watch more of these videos on YouTube and get more pumped up. That's what supplements are supposed to do, and our supplements at Magnum, everything is based on science. Everything's been clinically proven. I'm obsessed with this stuff. There's supplements that make such a difference to your life.
Absolutely, you're right. They supplement the rest of our training, our nutrition, our lifestyle, and if we've got all of those aligned, the right supplements can just give us that edge, allow us to train harder, more focused, allow us to recover, and simply just feel better in the gym. Markus, it's been an absolutely pleasure. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you to come back to my neck of the woods, come down to LA, hang out at Gold Gym, our studio, and do some more abdominal training and hit the rest of our body.
I love that, man.
All right, guys, there we have it. Stay tuned for more with Status Fitness Magazine here at Metro Fitness on the weekend at the Arnold Sports Festival. See you guys soon.